I need some coasters because this good wood, pause. No, I can't put your girl, I got to pause for you. This good wood going to go bad. But anyway, how was your trip?
My trip was dope. It was fun.
Was that your first time to Turks and Caicos?
It was. It was.
You know, confession time. I've never been to Turks and Caicos. Also, I'm curious as to, is Turks and Caicos two separate places? Like Trinidad and Tobago?
I don't know.
Right?
I don't think so. I don't know. And it's long as hell. Like it's Providenciales, Turks and Caicos, or some shit like that. Like
Really?
they at the airport, they wasn't like, welcome to Turks and Caicos. It was like, if you flew in from Providenciales, whatever it's called.
I've never been there before. And that's surprising because I've been I'm very well traveled. I've never been to Turks and Caicos. I want to go.
Beautiful.
What's
Hot as fuck.
Really?
Like,
Is it not like the Bahamas? Like, I love the Bahamas.
Well, I haven't been to that's the first time I've been to like an island.
Oh, okay.
So that was my first little island experience. It was dope though. Hot as hell. I swear we was taking like 3 showers a day. The minute you step outside, it's just
Really?
a mess.
With that ambiance.
Beautiful.
I saw some of the pictures you posted.
And we had villas. So the bridesmaids had their own villas with our plus ones. The groomsmen had their own villas with their plus ones. And so the villa came with a butler. Well, we had 2 butlers per villa. Baby, I never want to travel without a butler now.
Oh, they did y'all like that.
If I go somewhere else like that or to a resort, I got to have the room that has the butler. Like they literally come in. I remember the first, because I didn't know they do all the stuff they do. But the first morning I woke up, because even when I'm staying in a hotel, Airbnb, I still make up the bed, all that.
Right.
So I'm in there.
You do it yourself?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
God.
will. I don't like the room being messy, even when you're on vacation. Like,
All right, I got you.
need to come back to some
So
calmness.
you don't let your hair down and like let them just be taken care of?
Nah.
Okay.
But I did this time. Because that man came in there like, I want to make the bed. And I was like, oh, he's like, you already made it. I went downstairs to order room service. Came back, he remade my bed. They come in and do, they turn down your bed for you every single night. They came in every morning at about 10 o'clock and just cleaned the whole house all over. So anything you left behind, they wash your dishes. They'll pack your bag for you. They'll unpack your bag for you.
I would think like, because it's happened to me before. I don't know if it was DR. The people are more likely to steal your shit. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
Not saying there, but
Yeah.
I'm very wary of my shit. But then, do they put the safes in the villas there too?
I didn't see a safe.
Yeah, they
I
got
didn't see
safes
a safe.
in most places I go.
But they came in, they never was in there when we weren't there. So
Okay.
maybe that, yeah.
Okay.
They never were in there when they deliver bottles to your room. We was like, can we get all the bottles? We was just ordering all the bottles to the villa.
And let me ask, did the bride and them take care of all that?
No.
I'm about to say, I need your friend. Shit.
But the bride and groom are a fire ass couple because anytime that they plan a trip, like a couple's trip, they pay for accommodations. And you just come. So now the pressure be on because I be like, bitch, if I do it,
Now they want you to reciprocate it. Hopefully they know the bag ain't as long as everybody else. Let's get right into the show. Welcome back to episode 211 of the All Jokes Aside podcast. I'm your host, Wil Milz. Tonight, one of my co-hosts are missing. Y'all don't hear his voice. He's a comedian like me, and we get booked and we do things. But we'll see Kev back next week. Kev is working a gig, so he's booked and busy. He really wanted to be here tonight. I'm like, man, go get that money, man. Me and Ray can hold shit down tonight, all right? So we took a week off, guys. I know you guys missed us, but we are back. Me and Kev was out of town last week. We had Orlando show, Tampa show, Miami show, and what's the name of the place we was at? Dania Beach.
Y'all was working.
Yeah, we was working. And also, welcome back from Turks and Caicos.
Ew.
Our beautiful co-host, Ray. She is back with us, a.k.a. Honey J, a.k.a. Green Eye Bandit. Can't stand it. We back. And, it was missed because not too much has happened, but it's a lot of shit to speak on. And maybe this subject is going to consume most of this episode. But I'm eager to hear your opinion on this, man. Over the last 2 weeks, the Diddy video got released. And I'm pretty sure you saw it. Mm-hmm. How did you feel when you saw that? How you felt about the video?
First of all, because I feel like we were when did that video drop?
It dropped after after it dropped like a week,
Like
not last week. Last week while we was off.
Okay, yeah. I remember looking at it like, nigga, what?
Mm-hmm.
I went and it was crazy. That was crazy. Watching that is crazy. Watching somebody try to escape. Because it's one thing to, like, read about it.
Right.
It's one thing to hear a rumor about it. But there's a lot of times we don't get to see stuff like that, what really happens to people behind the scenes, let alone in the world of entertainment.
Right.
To really
of that
see.
caliber.
Yeah, so that was wild. And it was heartbreaking, for sure.
Right, because there's a lot of videos, like, of celebrities beating that probably was the worst one I've saw. Like, I'm talking about, like, I've seen a lot of videos, like, the Solange video with Hove, Ray Rice and his wife. That was pretty bad, but they was drunk. But he literally, like when I see somebody getting hit and they're defenseless, like in a fetal position, just getting kicked and drugged, that shit was sad.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, this girl is really, like, I'm always playing devil's advocate. I'm never about no woman getting hit, but I do love to hear the story in its entirety in order to pass judgment. That's why I didn't make a video about this shit. As a podcaster, I wanted to report on it. As a man, a father, a brother, you know, I wanted to beat that nigga. Like, bro, come on, son. Like, come on, bro. Like, I've never had to hit a woman. I've had to defend myself. I think every man in relationships, you got into those heated moments with your girl, and you probably didn't hit her, but you did get physical to the, like, if it, grabbing the arm if she's trying to walk away. These are different things, right? And it's such a thin line between abuse and passion. The lines get blurred sometimes, right? So I've heard, well, he hit me, and it's like, come on, y'all was talking, and you walked away, he grabbed your shirt. That's not abuse. I don't view that as abuse. It's like, because if you did the same exact thing, it's just you don't walk away from me while I'm talking to you type shit. Now, it can cross the, that's a reason to throw caution to the wind.
For sure.
Because a nigga could grab you, you be like, whoa, listen, don't do that. And it can escalate past that point.
Yes.
But I've done that in my younger years and had to throw hands up like, oh, yo, all right, my bad. Let's not do that. But this nigga Diddy is a monster.
No, seriously.
He's a fucking monster.
Like, watching him even throw a tantrum and sitting
that
there
was crazy.
throwing a tantrum, throwing stuff, like, that's crazy. And like you said, she is defenseless. Like, there's no story that could be told that would justify that.
There's absolutely nothing you can say to justify any of that. I could see at the most, it looked like she was trying to leave.
Right.
So whether there was an argument or even if she slapped the shit out of him, right? Once she leave, that's it. But for you to come running down the hallway
in your towel,
the most I could see the nigga do is like get in front of her to try to prevent her from leaving, right? And even at that point, say at some point you gotta let her leave.
Yeah.
But to pull her back, throw her to the ground, kick her, stomp her, and then drag her, that is some movie shit. Like, we all know niggas who do that. So I ain't gonna act crazy. Like, I don't know some of my niggas out to be like, yo, bro, you bugging, son. Like, but even I got people in my family men in my family who've done that. But to say, shit, my father did to my mother. Like, but my mother and my father used to fight
each other.
Right? So I'm not gonna make it look, because women could be abusive too.
Yes, they can.
And my mother's a strong woman. So my mother and my father were in an abusive relationship. It wasn't like, oh, my father beat my mother, then shot this nigga. Like my mother shot him. Like, they had real beef. Like, and my mother's a tall, strong woman. So they fought each other, and that's a different situation. A lot of times we'll call the man abusive because he's the man, but women be kicking men's ass.
No, they do. I have someone that I know, a male, and he was in a relationship with a crazy. She was crazy. Yeah. I remember wanting to fly to where they was at and whoop her ass my damn self.
Right.
Because this was also a man that just came back from Iraq. You know.
PTSD type.
Yes.
Nigga.
So it's like, he could snap at any given moment.
Right.
He playing it cool,
right.
but you're doing a lot,
Right.
and you're being abusive, and you're being vindictive, and you're just doing all of these things, and he's not reacting.
Right.
As I feel like he might have possibly been justified in doing if somebody
Right.
whooping my ass, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
I've
women
been there.
definitely do that. I mean, I watch true crime a lot, and one of my favorite true crimes is called Sisters Who Kill. Shout out to Sisters Who Kill. But
I hear this.
everyone on there is a woman.
Mm.
That's killing someone, and most of it is.
You said shout out to them.
Shout out to them because I like the podcast. My bad.
Oh, it's a podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, see, here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking she's watching a show called Sisters Who Kill, and she's shouting out them for killing niggas.
No, hell no. No. No, they are true crime podcasts, but
it's a podcast. Okay, shout out to them. Shout out to them.
There's all black women.
Got you. Okay.
That are murderesses. That's what they call them. So, but, not all of it is like, oh, women are just being abusive. Some of them are crimes of passion. Some of them, whatever. But we all know women abuse men.
Listen,
and they kill them, too.
I've been in several. Listen, I'm a big dude, right? So, you watch me on social media, and I got a very smart mouth. And I know that when you, and see, I would hope you're in a very good relationship with your man. But because I know people who are very witty and very quick with the tongue, most people aren't like that. So most people who deal with people of that caliber and who are fast with words and could formulate words in a logical way, if people are not emotionally mature and they can't formulate their words fast enough, their response is to be emotional. A lot of times, with a man and their woman is smarter than them, the man get real slick with her. Like he get aggressive with her. A woman, she'll get emotional with a man, right? Have you dealt with dudes you're smarter than? Right? And like you more like in control of your emotions than he is? And it seemed like they was getting a little aggressive with you?
Oh, yeah. I've been in a relationship where, but the thing is, because I'm not a violent person unless I have to be.
Right.
So I have definitely put hands on somebody for being aggressive and snatching me. Like, you ain't had to do that.
Got you.
I get up to leave. You pull me by my hair. First of fucking all.
Right.
My mama ain't raised no little punk ass bitch.
Right.
But, so yeah, and it was with a guy who was not secure in himself and thus couldn't really be secure with the woman that I am.
And I know I got that shit on my system young because I got out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? Not to the point where I beat a chick ass, but I did get a little extra aggressive, but I was 18, 19 years old, and I got that shit out my system young. And I caught myself like, oh, nah, I'm tripping. Like, but when it's happening, if you don't have emotional maturity, right? First of all, if you're emotionally mature, you're not going to deal with somebody who's immature. You're not going to deal with them anyway. You're going to see the signs of that shit. And if you have enough accountability to say, yo, damn, I should have peeped the signs of this early because I used to get turned on by that shit. Cause my mouth my mouth so slick that I didn't even realize I was in an abusive relationship. Like I had my ex from back in the days. Every time she got mad, she punching me in the face, scratching my neck up. I used to provoke her on purpose just to get hit, right? and play and be the victim.
Yeah.
I said, you hit me like, and then one day she hit me too hard, like really like bust my lip open. I'm like, oh shit. I headbutted her.
That's not funny.
I headbutted the fuck out that bitch. But that's what I'm saying. Like it's like, yo, and I'm a big dude. She's small, petite. Yo, I almost knocked that head off. And I'm like, oh nah, I cannot have somebody take me out of character like this. Sure. This is insane. So I'm like, you know what? Because I know anybody could be pushed to go over the edge.
Absolutely.
But if you know that a person can push you that far, you gotta get away from them.
You gotta get away from them.
You gotta, if a person got you yelling more than you usually do, or you're actually opening up an emotional place where it's unfamiliar, you gotta get the fuck up out of there.
No, for sure. I've been in so many different types of situations. I've definitely been in relationships where I have been hit but it took one time.
Right.
And
That's good.
The crazy
not
thing,
as good as you got hit, but the fact that you recognize.
But the crazy thing is, and this is where me being naive, because I was young. I was fresh out of high school.
Right.
And I knew that he used to hit his baby moms. But to me, and from what I knew of her and what I heard, she was just a rowdy person.
Right.
You know, but
and some chicks get turned over. They want to fight.
But he'll never do that to me.
Right.
And I'll never
because you're not the type of woman like her.
And I'll never forget, we were in New York one time, and one of my friends, it was like a group trip. One of my friends texted me. My phone was going off because she was trying to get in touch with me. And he was like, "What nigga texting you?" Blah, 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 blah. And I was like, "It's not a dude. It's literally Ashley." And he just popped, boom, right in my eye. Whoa. And all I could think about was
like that was his reaction to
like you lying.
That's insane.
And he popped me in my eye, and I was like, and I just remember going outside of our hotel room and going in like a corner and just like crying because I didn't want anybody to see.
And that was the first time he ever did something like that.
Yeah, first and last. And I was more terrified that I had a black eye, because I was like, if I go home with a black eye, my mom knows who I've been with, and the family, they don't play. They do not play. It's some real OGs on my mama's side of the family. Right. So now I was fearing for his life. I literally never told nobody until I was like probably like 10 years out of that relationship.
Wow.
I was that afraid for him. Because I knew, I was like, you are never going to do that to me again. Ever. You know, so
how long were y'all together at that point?
I think we were together 2.5 years.
Oh, so he did that after 2.5 years of being together? Yeah. And there's never been no other signs?
He had never been.
Was he cheating?
Well, I mean, he was a rapper, so yeah.
For a nigga to get that aggressive?
Yeah.
A punch in the face is crazy.
But the thing is, because we were also kind of like on and off a lot.
Right. Oh,
and
okay. So he didn't know where he stood.
But I had also, I'm honest. So in one of our off times.
You fucked around. What you was doing you?
Yeah, I was doing me. And he asked about, so he was mad. He was upset with me, just in general. Like, how could you play with me? Got you. Like, generally. So it was just after that, he would just talk reckless. You know, no didn't mean no. You know, after a while, like it was just so many different things. But that hit, I was like, oh hell no. You know, I've been in a lot of different situations where men have been the aggressors. Not a lot, but there have been a few where men have been the aggressors, and there's been a few where I've just literally been so upset, so hurt, and just lost.
What's your sign again?
I'm a Scorpio.
Oh yeah.
And that's why we be like, chill.
Right.
I be like, chill. I'm very much so. Let me step away.
Right.
Because I know what I'm capable of, but I don't know what I'm capable of. And that scares me for myself and other people. So I would rather just avoid as much as I can.
See, my thing is I'm always afraid of myself, too, because I'm very scared of myself because I'm so slow to anger. Mm-hmm. So I'm a ticking time bomb at all times. So it's like, yo, listen, me getting mad is always bad for you. It's never bad for me.
Yeah. Because
I'm like, yo, listen, because I don't have anybody. Maybe my mother. I don't have anybody who I respect enough that could be like, yo, calm down. Mm-hmm. You would really have to like physically hold me because, like I said, with my ex, she used to like really punch me in my mouth, like punch the shit out of me. And she was in shape, rollerblading all the time, lifting weights. She was a strong, thick chick. And she thought it was soft because she was a woman. And she used to knock the shit out of me. But listen, this shit with Diddy, right?
For sure.
Like 4 years ago, and thank you for opening up about that too. Like, you know, I'm glad you moved past it enough to where you can chuckle about it a little bit and you've learned from it.
Because I'm a woman. Like I said, I remember I was in a situation and we were arguing, and this is not funny, but it's funny as hell to me now. Right. Because I'm like you say, you're slow to anger.
Right.
I feel like if you really can get me to that point, it's warranted.
Right.
Because I really don't be bothering no damn body.
We're talking about this.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. But I remember it was oh my God, it was such a bad argument. I was already being disrespected. You bringing another chick into the crib, like just all of this. So now you disrespecting me in front of Shorty. It's the same dude? Yeah. Well, not the same dude that hit me. Okay. No. You know this person.
Okay.
But it was arguing. You disrespecting me in front of Shorty. I'm walking down the hall. He shoulder checked me.
Oh, so y'all was beefing in the crib.
Yeah, he shoulder checked me hard as hell. And I just remember, I don't know what got into me, but I just started uppercutting him in the stomach.
And I know he didn't swing back.
I was uppercutting uppercutting him. And he just like, if you hit me again, I'm going to kill you. And I just was like, all right, I'm done. But that was so funny because, first of all, you don't get to shoulder check no damn body. You don't get to disrespect me. And I feel like a shoulder check.
So you was looking for a reason to hit the nigga anyway.
I really wasn't. Because I was like, all right, I was actually going to the room to get my stuff.
Right.
And as I'm walking by you, because we hadn't said words in like 30 minutes. So I'm walking by, you going to shoulder check me? Hard? Like who?
I've done that.
Like, nigga, I beat your little ass. That's how I felt.
You know, I've actually had, like when I was, I told this story yesterday, and I'm going to tell it on the podcast. I don't give a fuck. When I was 18, I had my first kid. And my baby mother cheated on me with a dude. You
caught her?
Well, I kind of found out.
Oh, okay.
But this was brave. Because listen, I'm 18, right? So how much money does an 18-year-old really have? I ain't got no fucking money.
Yeah.
I was working at Yves Saint Laurent. And so it was a dope ass job, but I'm 18.
Yeah,
I'm not making. This was like shit in the 90s. I was making like $11 an hour, but even for the 90s, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's
because I was working at that high end retail store, and so I was really struggling to like keep her happy. I was doing what I had to do as a father, but I was struggling to keep her happy. And she was a little older than me. She's bad. So now I'm older. I'm like, I get why she did what she did. I'm 18. I ain't got no fucking money. She got older niggas pulling up in Benzes. They all want to, and I'm 18. So what am I gonna do for her? I live with my mother. Like, so the dude called my phone.
Ooh.
Nigga was brave. The dude called my phone. No, I'm lying. He was beeping her. He was beeping her phone. Yeah, nigga, I'm old. Nigga was beeping her. And I'm like, yo, who beeping you? And she's like, don't worry about it. Real disrespectful to me. Like, she was super disrespectful. And I was 18, I'm a punk. She left the beep on the table, and the nigga beeped her again. We at my sister's house. Nigga beeped her again. I'm like, fuck that. I'm calling this number back. My sister's like, don't beep. I'm like, fuck that. I'm calling it back. I beat the nigga. I'm like, yo, who this? Why you keep beeping this number? He like, oh, you must be the baby father. Super, just already nonchalant, ain't give a fuck about me. Like, he no respect for me. He's like, yo, tell her I'm on my way over there to pick her up. I'm like,
oh, wow.
Oh, this nigga was disrespectful to me. He treated me like motherfucking Snoop did Baby Boy, like I was nobody. So I'm like, all right, I'll let her know. All right, no doubt. Yo, you good? You need some money? Nigga was just disrespectful to me, right? Yeah, it was like that. So I get off the phone with him. I'm fuming. I'm walking back, and I'm tight. Because I'm like, okay, this is what I get for using her. That's what I get. Like, I did some dumb shit.
Your sister did tell you not to.
And I'm thinking he trolling me. Like, I don't think he's, like, serious. I don't think the nigga that dumb to pull up to the projects like that.
He pulled up.
He don't know what I look like. Remember, ain't no social media back then. This is 90. Ain't no social media, ain't nothing. So I walked to the store. This one, I think I was smoking a cigarette every now and then back then. So I walked to the corner to get a Lucy. I went to go grab a Lucy. I come back. I'm walking across back to the house. And this was when the Navigator or the Escalade, one of them shits, it was Expedition. This when they first came out. Oh, and that was like the biggest SUV you could get. Yep. Like if you had an Expedition, you was balling. Because it was the Explorer, then they made the Expedition. So I saw that all blacked out. It was sitting in front of the building. So I'm like, what the fuck is that? So he's like, yo, little man. Yo, shorty. Because I'm a little dude. I was skinny. I'm walking across the street like, yo, shorty. Like, yo, you know a girl named, I ain't gonna say her name. You know, she watching. I'm like, yeah, I know her. And I'm like, I know this ain't this thing. In my head, I'm playing it cool though. He like, yo, could you tell her, tell the nigga name. Nigga name was Top-Pan. You tell her Top-Pan outside? Like, Top-Pan? Fuck this nigga. And I'm thinking about like, oh, this nigga's the boxing nigga. Like, that's why he was talking recklessly. So I'm like, yeah, I'll tell her. I'm like, oh yeah, I know she. I'll go tell her. He's like, yo, good looking out. I don't want to just come to the project because he ain't want to just come to them buildings like that.
Right.
I walk in the buildings and I walk in and I went right. I ran. I'm fuming, man, but I'm keeping my cool though. I go right upstairs, go grab my gun. I'm like, oh yeah, this is about to be a movie. Grab the gun, put it on my waist, and she's sitting there just laughing it up with my sister in them. And I just walked up behind her and I grabbed the back of her hair. She's 4'11", she's small. And I just, come on, let's go. And she's, mind you, just think about, she's walking backwards now, but she can't walk because I'm walking with her. And she's like trying to fight my hand off of her. And I'm walking her all the way, and my sister, I'm like, get off her. I'm like, fuck that. And she got extensions, so I got them shits wrapped around tight. She ain't going, I got her. So now, as I get to the door, I pull the gun out now. And I'm like, yo, this who you looking for right here?
Oh my God.
And I'm like, this who you looking for, nigga? She right here. Come on, come get her. He's like, oh, this nigga crazy. So I let her go, and he like, yo, get off her. So I'm thinking he about to reach for a gun too. So I let her go, and I ran to the car, and I put the gun right through the window at him. And he got out that driver's seat and left that truck right there and boogied down the block.
Who the fuck get out their car and don't just drive?
Nigga, I had a gun in your face. He got out of there like he didn't expect it.
Oof, I feel like I would have just hit the gas.
And he got out of
there.
there.
Don't know what to do
And let me tell you something. That day, I was like, yo.
Too much.
Why the fuck?
Too much.
Yeah, because this is how, in the hood, this is how I see niggas handle their frustration. That's what I saw. Like, your chick try to disrespect you, you pop on her and then pop on him. But listen, I ain't get away with that shit. While all that was going on, she had already started heating up some grease on the stove. She's about to fry some chicken.
Oh my God.
We get back in the house, and she pacing back and forth. Like, I can't believe you did it. And she pick up that pot. She was like, come here. And I like, oh shit. And she's chasing me down the block with a pan of grease. So I would have been on some Al Green shit.
Yeah,
Like I'd be sitting here with half of my face burnt up. But yeah, it was a toxic situation. She's one of my best friends now. My daughter is grown as hell. So we did a good job. But this is the thing though. We were kids.
Yeah. I'm
18. She's 20.
And you're somewhat a product of what you've seen, so you don't really know. Because I think there's a lot of people who I can't say that I necessarily have grown up seeing my mother get abused, but I have seen my mother get harmed by a man. So it's like, and then when you're younger, you don't really know how to control your emotions like that. Hurt, anger, all of that. So it's definitely not condoning it, but I think the point is saying all that to say we've done some crazy shit.
And you know what? There's a way, like say, a fragile ego, right? Especially when as a young man, if you're a man with a fragile ego, it turns into abuse. Yeah. One way or the other, whether it's emotional, physical, psychological, you can be all of those things as a man. Women a lot of times are not stronger than their men, so they'll become emotional bullies if you're not in tune with your actions. You know what I'm saying? But it takes I have a mantra I live by. I love you, but I love me more. For sure. Right? I love my freedom. Shit, I did 6 months on house arrest for losing my cool. Like, and I didn't do anything. I was frustrated and I lashed out. I got cheated on again. You know what I'm saying? And I got mad and threw some shit. Didn't hit nobody with it, but I came home to some shit. You know what I'm saying? Once again, young, 20, 23, same thing, kid with her, came home to some bullshit, and I wilded out. But I didn't do nothing to nobody. It's because I know that even if you don't touch nobody, as a black man, when you lose your cool, you're always at fault. Yeah. I've seen dudes go to jail. Like, I went to jail for nothing. Like, I didn't do anything. Like, I called the police, and they took me in. So I understand that, like, if somebody can ever get you out of your character to the point to where you're yelling and you're a black guy, you're always going to be viewed as the aggressor, right, in certain situations. That's why I've been through the system with this shit. That's why even with the Diddy situation, I needed proof because I know how this shit be going. I'm like, yo, listen, he probably ain't. I don't know. Like that, yeah. I don't listen. That's why even when they was calling Meek Mill gay and all that, I'm like, listen, 3 things you don't call a man, a black man, without proof: gay, a snitch, or a pedophile, or like a rapist or some shit. Because once those labels get attached to you, you're that. Yeah. You know, Charlamagne always said, you know, no one believes the truth when lies more entertaining, especially in the day and age we're living in. So it's like, yo, listen, I don't need this Cassie shit to know that Diddy's a piece of shit. Any negative thing that come up about that man, I got one eye open it. But gay, I've heard too many people say it. Abuser, like what he did to her, I always thought it went as far as psychological abuse because she's younger, she's pretty. it seemed like she was forced into the spotlight because she really can't sing. Like,
Yeah.
and you know what really got me with her? The hairdo.
When she cut all.
When she cut half her hair, because I know a girl who did that, and I asked her why she did that. She said, "Yeah, because this is it's almost a cry for help." Mm-hmm. But I've noticed when women chop their hair off, it's like
a taking your power back in a sense.
Right,
Yeah,
it's the big chop.
Yeah, I did a big chop before.
Right, and I don't know any woman who just that pretty with that real long hair just chop their shit off. Like, and she was like the first to do it, but it became a style. Mm-hmm. But I have 5 sisters, and I've seen women just cut their hair very short, and it's always trauma attached to it. Or just like not even trauma, just like
say always.
It's a new.
I think there's a new, and there can be trauma associated with it, even if you're not necessarily.
Well, trauma could be your fucking parent burning your shit up. That's trauma too.
Yeah, so it could be a fresh start period.
Yeah,
but there are times where it is trauma attached to it for sure.
I rarely see a woman cut her hair off.
But did you hear
for good reasons?
Did you Well, when I cut my hair off, I was definitely going through a phase where it was a new beginning, but I also wanted to go natural, and I had a lot of dead straight hair.
But that for me with her, that's
mine still had. But mine still had trauma attached to it in some sense. Right. But did you see the who was it? Was it his old bodyguard or something had been doing interviews, and I think he was talking about when Cassie chopped her hair off.
It's about Gene Deal.
Gene Deal. Was it? It was somebody that said something about
Gene Deal has been talking shit about Diddy for years.
Yeah, but when it comes to the haircut, it was somebody that did an interview or something and was basically saying how they were like with Diddy. I think it was either him or it was somebody that was like a person, a celebrity, or maybe something, I don't know. Mm-hmm. But with their girl, and they were with Diddy and Cassie, and Diddy told her cut her hair off.
Probably.
So it could have been that too, but
he's always given me. All right, so this is the whole point, right?
Wait, before you say that, I'm sorry,
Sweetheart.
Because I appreciate you expressing and or explaining why you as a man, and as a black man specifically, and as a man who has been through things, would need to see proof. I feel like that kind of speaks to why a lot of people are like, there's no proof. Right. And then from a woman's perspective, because I didn't disbelieve it or believe it. Because it's just like...
You're agnostic about it. Yeah. That's how I feel, yeah.
But as a woman, I would be... And because of what I've gone through and the times where I didn't think that it was even something I could say, like how is somebody going to believe... You know what I mean? Like, even with the sexual assault allegations, I sincerely understand why it takes a minute. So I think that you even touching on that from a male's perspective, I feel like that helps women understand, like, why y'all might have been like, no, I don't know, because ain't no proof. And for us, it's just kind of like, well, that shit happened to me.
Not proof, just...
I would need
both sides of the story.
Yeah.
Like,
yes,
I'm never going to dismiss a person's claims, but I haven't heard Cassie say anything. Mm-hmm. Now, if she says it, because even when Meg said Tory shot her, I immediately believed her. Like, I'm not even questioning. She said, "Yo, this man pointed a gun and shot me." I'm like, fuck what the public say. She said it. So until she's proved to be a liar, because I don't see, like, why would you lie about getting shot? Like. Nigga shot me. Like, what the fuck? So I was real upset about men going against her, right, in that situation. And he was convicted ultimately. So, in the court of law.
I think that the thing with Cassie, too, because I feel like when there was that lawsuit and they settled really quick, I feel like us all knowing that they settled super quickly meant something. Right. But she may not have publicly come out like Meg did, but she detailed that same ordeal that we saw on video in her court documents.
Right. But the thing with Cassie is it's Diddy. He's an extremely powerful guy. Yeah. Right? So powerful men know what they can and can't be prosecuted for. Mm-hmm. Even the bullshit apology Diddy put out. He only put the apology out for one, because the video came out. And two, he can't be prosecuted for that. Yeah. There's a statute of limitations on physical assault. Now, if there was rape or murder or something like that, there's no statute of limitations on that. You're going to jail. I don't give a fuck if it was 30 years ago, which is why Cosby, Kelly. The thing with Diddy is the things that because he is a textbook groomer, and a textbook monster with guys on his caliber. There are NDAs involved. So I was talking about this on my live earlier, right? Like a nigga like Diddy, you be like, if Diddy having a party, you know his parties is crazy. I'm going to pull up, right? So you pull up to the party and you know there's going to be some orgies, some fucking. Yeah, you could deal with that. You be like, well, I ain't fucking. I don't care if they fucking over there. But say if you do involve, all right, fuck it. These niggas is famous. They sexy to me. I'm going to fuck one of these niggas. But you ain't planning on him sucking dick.
Right.
You like, yo, whoa.
Right,
I signed up for the sex, but I ain't signed up for you sucking to come out of you getting on your knees and sucking dick or you fucking this nigga. But because you signed that NDA, you can't speak on it at all. There's videos of Diddy. You got to get your phone up when you go in these places. That's the type of time these niggas is on. So although is that not... You know what? You said something about that. Like, they may have signed up for it, but did they sign up for all that? Like, right? So there's levels to abuse. And that's why it made me think about what you said last time. Like, yeah, could you know what the intentions are, but it go a little too far remember you said something like that?
Yeah, when we were talking about grooming. We were talking about grooming. And young women seeking older men for monetary gain. And that's because I see that a lot of people have said that about her. Like, she knew what she was signing up for. No, I don't think that she knew she was going to have to do
that's
FO, what was it? Freak-offs. Or
it's kind of like what we saw
dragged down the goddamn hallway. I don't think she's signed up for that.
And that plays into what we saw on like Baby Reindeer. Like, he wanted... And I don't think it's thirst at that point. I think that's what groomers do. Groomers, they groom you.
Yeah.
They psychologically mind fuck you. So it's nasty. And we don't know Cassie's background. They probably, even with all Kelly people like him, they groom your family too. Like, they grow your trust. Yo, I'm gonna make your daughter famous. Yo, here go $25,000. Yo, take your husband on vacation. I got her. I got her covered. Don't worry about it. She's good. I got security here. I got my maids. They all in on it.
Right.
Or they all groomed too. They all like, this is a part of it. Part of your job is to shut the fuck up too.
And I got a livelihood. I got shit I'm trying to obtain. I can't just it ain't none of my business. I got kids to feed. I got.
So you turn a blind eye to it. So although, and this is why Cassie, and see, groomers on Diddy's level also cover their own ass, right? So just like he bought that video, which I'm pretty sure he dropped it because it came out 2016, right? Because if you're real sorry about some shit, like I've done things with one of my exes where she would have never found out. I fucking anything walking like her homegirls and all that. But I grew a conscience and I told her, like, she would have never found out. That shit could have went to the grave. But that's what a conscience does. A conscience make you say it without. So that's how I knew the apology was bullshit. That's first of all. Secondly, a nigga like Diddy, because the video came out, he's trying to save his ass in the court of public opinion. Because in the real court system, he can't get prosecuted. But also, Cassie didn't settle that fast for monetary gain. Cassie settled that fast because there's also tapes on her. Right? So because she got groomed, there are tapes of her sucking multiple dicks, fucking other guys, and that's gonna make her look crazy. And of course, she's moaning, it's feeling good. She probably drugged up. That's not something she wanted to engage in, right?
It's probably because there's times where women moan in general when we ain't being groomed.
Right, but it look crazy when it's on video. So she goes, and she got a husband and kids.
That goes to your point where you said people like him cover their ass because even you having her find these escorts is like, well, she is the one who found them. So here you go. She wanted it, but
you know what he doing? These niggas
said or done to make her.
These monsters act different, right? So it's like, yo,
crazy.
You asked for $30 million. I'm gonna give you 10. I'm gonna give you 10. Don't ever talk about this shit again, or I'll put these tapes out. Take your 10 and get out of here. That's what that was all about, right? But a person like me, 4 years ago, I started a podcast called, I was doing this, the All Jokes Aside podcast, and I started my own solo podcast called The Black Table Epilogue. I did an entire episode about Diddy. before any of this shit came up. And I said, that nigga's a monster. And this was right after the death of Kim Porter. May she rest in peace. And I thought about when Bad Boy first started. When Bad Boy first started, it was Diddy, Andre Harrell, Heavy D, I'll Be Sure, Kim Porter, right? So I'll Be Sure and Kim Porter, they got Quincy. Quincy is I'll Be Sure's son with Kim Porter. They all started at the same time. Now, if you look at just that roster alone, right? Andre Harrell, dead. Kim Porter, dead. Heavy D, dead. I'll Be Sure, almost died.
Yeah.
Diddy alive. Now, I'm just naming the people he started out with his career, right? And then I said, you know what? Let me go down the Bad Boy roster. So first I think about this, right? I think about, go to the former artists. We're going to go through all this. I think about artists like, all the artists that was on Bad Boy. And I'm like, okay, who left Bad Boy willingly? Mary J. Blige left on her own free will. She got away from that nigga. You good? You all right? She got away on her own free will. And so did the Locks. They left on their own free will. They turned out just fine. But the people who stayed, right? Not only did they fall into obscurity, they never got any other deals. And a few of them are dead. And some of them got weird. Nobody left unscathed. And the only one that profited was Puffy. So if you look at the artists, right? Craig Mack, he's dead. Craig Mack, before he died, was in some weird religious cult, South Carolina somewhere. He's dead. And broke. Biggie, we already know, he's dead. Rest in peace. Faith Evans, where she at? She broke. Total, where they at? They broke. 112, where they at? They broke. We ain't hear from them again. Mace turned to a pastor, but now he's back with Cameron on It Is What It Is.
I don't even know who Tanya
I don't know who
Trotter
Tanya
is.
Trotter is. Mario Winans, where he at? The Locks, I already said they left. Black Rob, dead. Jordan McCoy, where he at? Carl Thomas, where he at? Sean turned Hasidic Jew, also did 9 years in jail.
And now it's
And a woman in that case said that wasn't him that pulled that trigger. Mark Curry, where he at? Kane, who the fuck is that? Dream, where they at? G. Depp just came home from doing a 20-year bid in jail, turned himself in for a crime that nobody even know he committed. He turned himself into the cops, and he's begging them to arrest him. He went 3 times, like, yo, I killed the guy on such and such date on the bike, and they're like, yo, nigga, you crazy, get out of here. So they finally had to figure out a murder, and they don't know if he did it or not, but finally they pinned some murder on him. He just came home this year.
damn.
Loon turned Muslim.
Really?
Loon went to jail for about 10 years. He came home. The band, where they at? Fuzz Bubble, I don't know what the fuck that is. A-Ball MJG left on their own.
Okay.
They're good. Foxy Brown left on her own. Boys in the Hood. Jeezy left on his own. See? Jeezy blew up. But the other 3, where they at? Right? Sherry Dennis, remember her? Where she at? Kalina Harper. Kalina Harper used to be, she was in Dirty Money. It was her, Diddy, and Dawn. Kalina Harper was in my DMs like 2 years ago asking me $50. Swear my kids.
Wow.
She started following me, asked me $50. New Edition, we already know that's New Edition. Red Cafe, where he at? Who else we got? B5, fuck they at. Young Jock,
He just on Love and Hip Hop.
driving Uber and shit. Dirty Money, I talked about them. Gorilla Zoe, where he at? Danny D. Kane, where they at? King Los, where he at? Day 26. Elephant Man already had his own career. Donnie King, I don't know who that is. Cassie, we talked about her. Pitbull, left on his own. Machine Gun Kelly, left on his own. French Montella, the only man
So
standing.
is 2021 when Cassie, is that when she was like she ain't with him no more and she got?
I think that's just the
When
year
did
she
it-
was an artist. And her
Okay.
contract probably expired.
Oh, okay.
But you see what I'm saying though? I went through the whole fucking Bad Boy roster, right? Some of these people are platinum selling artists. Some of them are. Makes no sense how platinum selling artists could be on a label and then contract or whatever, and then they usually go to another label. Why do they go away completely? These are huge artists. Sean was huge. Carl Thomas, 112, Total, Faith, These were huge artists. What happened to them? But guess who's still standing? Diddy. So I didn't need this Cassie shit to know this nigga was a piece of shit. Mm-hmm. I looked at this 4 years ago. I looked at this like, yo, wait a minute. This nigga's the devil himself. Like, I'm like, yo, this nigga is a demon. Because how your whole people you started your shit with is dead. Everybody dead. They young. Andre Harrell dead of I think Andre Harrell committed suicide, allegedly. Heavy D, heart condition. Kim Porter, we still don't know how she died. And Albie Shaw was hospitalized with some mysterious shit.
Was he in a coma or something like that for a minute?
Right, but peep game though. How did he even end up with Kim Porter? That was Albie Shaw girl.
Yeah.
And he raised his son.
And what, Cassie was Ryan Leslie's girl at first?
Right. Ryan Leslie was huge in the music business. He don't even do music no more. But you know Ryan Leslie's a genius. I think he went to Harvard at like 16 or some shit like that.
He's crazy good.
Right, but why he don't do music no more? He's a good. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like this shit is weird with this nigga. It's like you ever seen The Devil's Advocate with Al Pacino? Mm-hmm. He's like that. Like I'm telling you, like Diddy to me has always been the devil himself. That nigga ain't just a record; he a devil. Sacrifice mad people, mad shit. Why he the only one that's good?
You know it's crazy? I'm looking at past members, and there's a name that's on there, and that was my producer when I was in Atlanta, trying to pursue music. Shout out to him. No, Anthony did. Under the Hitman, where you see this list of members, and then it says past members, he's the second name under Andrea Fanatic. Yeah, shout out to Anthony Dent. He was really giving me an opportunity. That's fire.
And the people who remain loyal and stuck with him, they on some other shit. Stevie J.
Yeah.
Why I say Ye? Ye wasn't with no bad. Why Ye? Really?
It said in 2015.
Really?
It was announced that he was a part of the current roster.
D. Angeletti, Amin Ra. This shit is spooky to even think about. Like, as I did this list and I went down the line, and I'm like, that shit had my hair standing. I'm like, nah, this is not some normal shit. This is some real demonic shit with this nigga. And then what even scared me more, he changed his name to Love, right? And if you don't know this about me, that was my name. I changed it. Mm-hmm. That was my nickname. That's what everybody used to call me. I'm like, nah, ain't my name no more. And then one time I saw the nigga online, and he was saying, talking about every year I buy myself. He's saying every year he buys himself a balloon. Every day he buys himself balloons.
For what?
Just to celebrate himself.
Oh.
And then the next year, guess what happened? He was dressed up as it.
For Halloween?
Right. And then
he did dress
and
up.
then I'll get it a little more spooky. The movie mm-hmm. they send him a cease and desist so he can't dress up like that no more.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Right? When you start piecing this shit together, this shit gets spooky. With the balloons and you dress up as it, and then they say, why? Cause he really that nigga. He really that's Puff Gacy. Puff Wayne Gacy.
So I feel like you feel like how I feel about the apology. Definitely, I feel like somebody on his team definitely told him he has to do that. Because when I was listening to it, I didn't feel any genuineness from it, and I remember being like, "Well, who the fuck is he apologizing to?" Because he ain't say.
Listen,
and
he alluded to the video.
He alluded to the video,
right.
But he didn't really say like, cause okay, when people say apologies are genuine, right? They like if I am to apologize to you for wrongdoing, and I just say I apologize, you're gonna be like, for what? Right? What do you apologize for? Because you didn't speak directly to that, and then are you apologizing to us? You can't be apologizing to her.
We've talked about this apologizing. I don't believe anybody's apology. Because when you apologize, apologizing is for yourself, right? So if you slapped the shit out of me and said, I'm sorry I slapped you, right? That doesn't mean I'm over it. Yeah, the apology is just you acknowledging you were wrong, right? The look in his eyes, the shiftiness of his eyes, I don't think Diddy's capable of remorse. I don't think he's that type of guy. Like, you ever seen him with and I always thought the Batiman shit was real with him. You know what I mean? I always thought the nigga's a super freaky nigga. You ever seen the video with him on Drink Champs with Fab?
I don't think I watched that episode.
It ain't the whole episode, just what he said. He is wild. I want to show you something. Like that. This.
Oh, was it when he was like?
I like when you talk to me like that, Daddy.
Yeah. I did see that.
Like, bro.
Weird as fuck.
Like when he was with Fab and G, like, you never partied with me, Daddy. Like,
yeah, like, why you don't party with me no more?
And Fab was like,
we partied together before. You don't miss me. Yeah, it was weird.
He was tripping. But listen, enough about Diddy. Diddy's a wild boy.
Whatever they said that man did, I believe he did for sure.
You know what? Once again, the word belief is subjective. I don't put it past him, right? Because I know the power of words and speculating, right? And I know that I talk a lot online and I go viral for my words. And I know that my words can materialize into something real. That's why I didn't even speak on it. This is the first time I'm talking about it online anywhere. Like, and this is on a platform where we can have a discussion about it. I figure, like, shit, we've been talking about Diddy for almost an hour, but the Diddy conversation is so broad that you need an hour. You need to talk about it. Like, I'm not giving y'all niggas a minute and a half on my opinion on Diddy. If you want my opinion on Diddy, I think Diddy's a legendary piece of shit. And I think he's a scary guy. I think people like him, first of all, I've always known in my line of business, you know who Ali Sadiq is? I love Ali Sadiq. Him and Chappelle, my two biggest comedy inspirations. Chappelle, behind what he went through and then came back and got the bag, but he still got a corporation attached to him. So he, but Ali is 100% independent. Ali went through the struggle, did all them years in jail, came out, and is completely independent. And I can tell he's happy and he's transparent from the way he talks. I think it's impossible to be transparent and honest with a machine behind you. Because they're gonna silence you. Like, yo, you can't say so. Somebody gonna be behind us. If you're going to interview, I don't think he's confined to those. And I think I'm the $5 to $10 million guy. I don't think I'm the $800 million billion guy. In order to become that guy, one, got puppet masters behind you. Two, I believe you got to do some wild shit. And three, I think you got to be a little evil in order to even accumulate that level of money. Because there's no humanitarians that's billionaires. They become humanitarians afterwards. You can't become a billionaire being a humanitarian. I think you got to be somewhat evil and not give a fuck about human decency. Because for me to be walking around with $1 billion and all of these people in front of me all fucked up and I don't give them nothing along the way so we all could get it together, you can't accumulate that kind of money without being a little evil.
And I think it's something that, because even on a lower level, I've talked about this with friends before. When we say like billionaire, you know they had to do some shit. Or because that's just a level of empathy that you lose along the way. Because even on a small scale, like I'm VP of operations of a company, right? And I remember when I first started even managing, I was very much so like emotionally attached. I wanted to be cool with my employees. And as time went on, like I don't care.
Yep.
Customer service, I'd be like, I don't give a fuck about your sad stuff. I can't say that to them, but I really don't care. Like I have to. This is the decision that is being made, and I'm a lot less emotionally attached than even my CEO is a lot of times. Because I'm just like, nah. Because for me, my job is to make sure that this is a well-oiled tank. And we can't be well-oiled if we continuously let people get over on us or play with us. Yep. So I don't really care what your sad stuff. Yep. And even because some of my employees I'm cool with. But even I gotta there's that fine line where it's like, I don't really care. Right now, I don't care. Right now, I'm at work. I don't care to be your friend on this phone right now. I'm trying to get business handled. So that's on a small scale. Right. Can you imagine the more and more your company grows, your brand grows? It's like, I do believe that at a point to have that much money,
you got to be evil.
You got to be untouchable. You got to...
No empathy.
Yeah.
You got to be consistent with it, because I would lose sleep knowing that in my company, in order to save face, like even with my LLCs, I don't have many employees, but motherfuckers got to get let go in order for the company to thrive. And I know that what I'm paying them is what's keeping them afloat. And they're crying like, oh my God, no, I can't feed it's and Christmas.
You just got to look at them
I got to be like, you know.
You just have to, I understand.
And even if I did let them go, even with a severance package, I'm still going to be feeling fucked up. Like my integrity and my morals wouldn't allow me to do that to nobody. That's how I know for me, I'll never. Like, I would have to be silent and get a motherfucker like you to run shit. Like, I run the day to day.
Like, I literally have to take emotions out and think about what's right and what's wrong. Because even your sad story, I can understand it and I do empathize with it, but my empathy has to be pushed to the side. And I got to be like, well, in reality, you did da-da-da-da-da-da, and I got to focus on that. And I can't focus on nothing else.
Big facts.
I cannot. I just be like, well, shit, this is... You did that. So this is why the outcome is what it is.
And it become...
And I was just keying with you 2 days ago.
You can't, like, leave it like when Amazon or Walmart shut down, some shit like that. Like the Waltons who own Walmart, they know thousands of people lost their job. They on the street. You got to be like, it is what it is. The company's still here, though. In order to be like that, you got to shut up. But Diddy is next level because... Here's like I said, and ended it on him. He's the only one. Like I named his entire roster. You can't name one person out of that whole group of people I named that's alive and prospering. They all fucked up, and the ones that still aligned with him aren't. They on Love and Hip Hop like Stevie J and all them. The ones who still align and vouch for him, they're not doing.
They're having to low-key degrade themselves in a way, embarrass themselves and their family. It's and nasty. Be okay with that embarrassment.
It's nasty
to
with
make
that.
$1.
It's nasty. And when I saw him with the balloon situation, I felt I took pity on him. And I was like, damn, that's pathetic. I take pity on him when I see Rick Ross in his house. Yeah, I bought me a cow. And he by himself. Yeah. Like I'm cool. Everybody knows I'm real close with Shaq. And he said something recently like, you know, my biggest regret is fucking up my family because I'm in this big house by myself. That shit is a nasty feeling. Like, I mean, I'm still a young man, but I know older men who got money and well off. They, you know what I'm saying? They live good lives, drive good cars, fuck whoever they want to fuck whenever they want to. But when them lights go off at night and you in that motherfucking 10,000 square foot home, dolo, that is not a good feeling.
Are you old and decrepit and you got to get your ass wiped by a stranger because you ain't got...
Cause that could happen. That could happen. But listen, life, that full circle is this. My dream, my goal is to be a very, very old man. And I mean 100, God willing. With all my marbles, no Alzheimer's, no dementia. Grandkids, great-grandkids, on the motherfucking rocking chair, in front of a lake, playing with the ducks, watching my kids and my grandkids. And then when I get tired, I lay down in my bed, hospice there, I'm home, surrounded by my family, and I go. Yeah. That's the goal. Fuck all that living all by yourself. I ain't got no wife. What? Who don't want that?
Right.
Like to be alone is scary to me. Like, it's very, and I know some people who are pieces of shit like that, and they're dolo. Look at Russell Simmons. That nigga's in Bali.
By himself.
Right? He probably got some people who cool with him and using him.
Yeah, his kids.
Yo, listen, that's one of the worst. Listen, I got, as a father of 6 children, me and one of my daughters don't speak. But she's an adult now, and we haven't been speaking since she became an adult. But as a child, we was good. She lived in my house. But she got grown and decided she wanted to do some shit, and I'm pretty sure we'll reconnect. But she still lives with one of my children. So it's like, you still with me.
Yeah.
We ain't talking, but I still got to see your ass. Like, but at the end of the day, my kids fuck with me. Like, it's one thing to love your children, but when your kids fuck with you, they say, Dad, you good? How you doing, Daddy? I love that shit. My daughter's older. She got kids. I'm a grandfather, but she calls me to see how I'm doing on a personal level. Right. She sends me pics of my grandkids, and that my relationship with her is important. So Diddy's going to be a lonely motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. His son, I don't know if you heard it, his son made a diss record to 50 Cent.
I didn't hear it, but
even
I heard
he's getting accused.
I heard that too.
It's nasty.
It's nasty.
So, And listen, sometimes there's things worse than jail. And I'm going to predict this here on this show. I think the level of, it's a good show. The level of narcissist Diddy is, I don't see him being able to go to jail or even have scrutiny from the public because he's always been in the spotlight his entire career. And he's always made it a point to be in the spotlight. I'm not wishing this on Diddy, but I see him with the nod to the head, on the mouth, that ass. I see it self-inflicted. I don't see him going out like that. I see him taking it. You know what I mean?
To keep controlling power.
Yeah, and that's the most coward shit in the world. But that confirms what I think of him. And I don't think all of these people dying, all of these people doing bad. That's like when he gave us the catalogs back. You give it back when ain't nobody checking for no motherfucking Danny Kane. Yeah. What, they gonna get a couple of cents for the hardcore fans who in their 40s and 50s now? Right. My kids don't know who Danny Kane is or Day 26.
Cause even that, like, I will listen to Danny Kane, but it's probably like once or twice a year. If even that.
If, like, you probably heard it in the department store or some shit, like, shit.
Let me go
put this in the car. And they get what, a stream? A stream is what, a couple of cents? If that? You got any closing thoughts on Diddy?
I just want to say my favorite saying, which is, you are free to choose, but you are not free from the consequences of your choices. And what goes around comes around.
And to Cassie and everybody, all those other victims, listen, you're heard. And shout out to the gardener, not the gardener, what the nigga, personal trainer. But I'm just saying, I know why she with him.
Yeah.
Because I said, when she got with that nigga, I'm like, there's something wrong here. You don't leave Diddy for the gardener.
He was a personal trainer.
Whatever he was. He ain't Diddy. And he ain't black. You know.
That was probably what she needed to.
Yeah, he was the guy that spent the most time with her. And she confided in him. And it was very, and she probably was his personal trainer who listened to her, who didn't have no ties to Diddy. And he listened to her. She fell in love in the process. I just hope that that's real love and not that.
A trauma bond. Trauma bond,
right. Not what, those situations exist.
Because it is difficult in a general sense to go from a toxic relationship to a healthy relationship. And when you come from toxicity, a lot of times what is appealing is everything that you wish you were having when you were dealing with the toxicity. And so now you got to sift through, do I really love this and want this, or is it just that I love it because it's what I wish I had?
Right, and that's dangerous because the other person really loves you because they're not going through the trauma.
Right.
But sometimes those people are codependent and they need some people to help, and they fall in love with the idea of you as opposed to who you really are, because once she heals, she no longer needs you. So
you would hope
that shit becomes toxic.
You would hope that it's an actual desire and not a need.
Right.
That's when because I think that sometimes you do need your part. You do need a person.
Right.
But there still has to be that I want to be
right,
here.
Because and also with their situation, because he was the personal trainer, so he was kind of in it with her. So I can see there be some real shit there because I can see they break up and he's like a rebound dude. I've seen that happen, but in their this ain't Romeo and fucking Juliet. Like typically when it happens the way it happens with them, it doesn't work. But they got a marriage, kids. If the dude is a simp enough, if he's simpy enough, he'll stick around. Because listen, let me tell you something. Because me and you and your man go through something, me and you find something in what y'all going through. You ain't about to kick me to the curb once you get healed. I'm not gonna be your defense your shoulder to cry on. And then I'm really in love now because of what you went through with this nigga. And then like you heal and you wake up like, I don't really like you. I never wanted you, nigga. Like you never.
That would be fucked up.
That's how it go though.
No, it does.
Because a lot of times you're blinded. Like you're still because at the end of the day, you can't love nobody if you don't love yourself.
For sure.
And it's hard to love yourself when you're being abused like that. And that video brings some, it brings some validity to that statement, like to watch her in a fetal position. And it's also a little more spooky because there's the other video where her lying in that fetal position with the blanket over her.
When she was hiding.
And from what I'm hearing, that's the same day. It's more sad when you think about it, like, this nigga was a bully. Because let me tell you something. I'll give you another scenario, and then we gonna end it on that. Because I don't want to make myself like be no fucking monster. Me and my ex got into it one day, and she wanted to, she doing that immature shit. I want to walk. I'm getting out of the car. While we arguing in the car, I'm like, all right, get out. Whatever. I'm like, yo, listen. You take the car, I'll walk. So when I got out the car, I threw the keys. Not at her, but threw them, like, so she can catch them. And it missed her and hit her in the face. And I'm like, oh, shit. And she grabbed her face. She got in the car and drove off. I walked. Just walked. I'm like, oh, shit, I can't believe that happened. I get home, and I saw the scar. She had, like, a little scar on her face from the hit her. And I felt so terrible, I couldn't even come home till it healed. I did not want to see that I threw the keys in not a fit of rage, but I can't believe that my actions caused a marker. And she's begging me to come home. I'm like, nah, I can't see that on you. I can't stomach no shit like that. I'm too empathetic to that. Like, I stayed away for maybe a week or two, and she's begging me, come on. I'm like, nah. I can't see that. I don't know how Diddy can do that to her for that length of time. That video looked like it was chopped up too. So the beating looked like it took a minute.
Yeah.
Like to do that, and I made a little joke about it. It wasn't a joke, but nigga don't start with the stomp out and kick and drag. It start with the mush, then a slap, then a choke. It's levels of physical abuse because ain't no woman that can't be the first thing you do. Like with Hitler ain't start out, I'm gonna burn the Jews. Like, nah,
yeah.
He started out on some low level shit and kind of led up to that. Because you got to get people, all right, well, it's kind of like how we're numb to what we see online now. Seeing a black man get shot by the cops is like, another one.
They just scroll by.
We're very numb to it now. But it was like we saw it too much and enough times. So with her, he been beating that ass. So for a nigga to be that comfortable to stomp you out, kick you, you got 100 pounds, and Cassie's a small shit.
Yeah.
Stomping out like that and then drag her, nigga, you crazy, bro. Yeah, but I've been trying to end it for a minute, but, it will end that subject.
Yeah, it's just okay.
But yeah, well, I mean, we got some shit out, I'm not for it. I think Diddy's a piece of shit, and sometimes there's some shit worse than jail. And I think first of all, the new pause is no Diddy. That's nasty, like to be associated, and that's sticking. That ain't going nowhere. Like, that's going to be around.
Yeah.
So now, no homo is your name. Abuse is synonymous with you. But damn, I was at the store today, and they was playing Bryson Tiller and Diddy. She the one my love. I'm like, oh, God damn, I can't listen to this no more. Like, we can't listen. Oh. But the same thing with R. Kelly. R. Kelly, great, to me, the greatest R&B of all time. Like, in my book, R. Kelly is the king of R&B. The greatest of all time. Greatest pen, greatest catalog. But God damn it.
You don't think we can listen to that music? Like
separated?
Yeah, you don't think that's
I don't think I can do it publicly. Diddy ain't do it yet because Diddy don't got his own shit. It's like produced by Bad Boy. So I think Diddy be good. Because you ain't gonna tell me, nobody ain't never gonna tell me to cut Big off.
Yeah.
It's not happening. You can't, I don't give a fuck what Diddy talk about in the background. I'm not cutting Biggie off.
Take that.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck what Diddy talking about. That's why I felt comfortable with the Bryson Tiller shit. Yeah, take that. It's crazy. Don't all that shit.
Nigga, what?
Yo, take that sounds crazy now.
That's wild.
Let's lighten the mood. We've been on this Diddy shit for an hour, but we finally got it off on the All Jokes Aside podcast. Let's talk about this nigga, man. Since we already on this type of time. You saw the video. It's old. with the teacher who let the students take his hair out. And I made a video about it online. I talked about it. As a father, I thought it was out of pocket. A lot of people assumed that I was sexualizing it, and I wasn't, because I don't think that guy was being sexual at all. I don't think that at all. But just because it's non-sexual doesn't mean it's not inappropriate, right? Because even the reasoning behind it. Now, if you're running a cosmetology class, homie, by all means, take the motherfucking hair out. And you could be the guinea pig. You're the subject matter in that situation. That's different. One of the little girls, her aspirations to be a hairstylist. Cool. She could take your hair out after class and ask the parents to do it under supervision of them. Cool. It's disclaimers in there to where it would be okay.
Okay.
But you talking about, yo, I got to get my hair done later. Could y'all take my hair out for me? That's beneficial to you. And also, as a former guy who worked with little girls be attracted to you. Like dead ass. They be liking you and shit. Mm-hmm. When you're a teacher and kids, my kids' teachers are their parents in my stead. You're their parents right now, but hours of 9 to 2, however long you with them, that's your kids.
Yeah.
My daughters, I don't got no hair, but my daughters don't do my hair. No, they don't do my friend's hair. Mm-hmm. The fuck out of here. Like, ain't no father cool with that. And they said, well, the parents was cool with it. I said, yeah, because the parents was a bunch of single fucking mothers. That's why. That's what it was. I can't find a father. They're like, yeah, you could do your teacher's hair in class. What? A father being cool with that shit? But I noticed that, and I got into it. Man, you can chime in. I got into it with a bunch of women online because my stance was the women who was cool with it did not have a daddy growing up. Because daddy ain't having it. That's especially a black father is not having that shit. What you felt about the whole situation? Because I got another. He fired back, and he was. Go ahead.
I do understand how the people who are saying that it's inappropriate could feel like it's inappropriate. Mm-hmm. I understand from a male's perspective. I even understand from when you said these little girls be liking you because they do be having crushes.
For sure.
I think it's just because from a professional standpoint too, it's inappropriate.
Right.
I know he did have it, and then I think in a video he did explain that it wasn't necessarily during class, like whatever work needed to be done had already been done, whatever the case may be. I get that, but I think that as teachers, there is a level of professionalism that is expected from teachers. But I also understand, too, like, when people were saying, I mean, they little girls at school be trying to do everybody's hair.
For sure.
You know, and then there is the question of would it have been okay if it was a woman whose hair they were taking out? And why is that okay and not inappropriate if it was a female teacher versus a male teacher? Like, if we could take out hair in school, in class, why does it matter if it's male or female? Like, I get both stances. Right. I don't have kids, so I don't really know. I feel like looking at it gives innocent, and it.
I think it was. I think it was
too that teachers in general have to be smarter and have a little bit more tact, because I know that everybody is seeing teachers be cool on TikTok with their kids. There are times where teachers are setting up the phone recording and this is how I check my class. You know what I'm saying? But
it's all cringe. Right.
I think that they got to be more careful with that, because that could have happened and it just wasn't on video.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I feel like you were slow for uploading that, really.
Right.
Like,
and
call that attention to yourself.
I'll say this. I think he's a good teacher. I think he has a great relationship with his children, with the kids he taught. I believe that about that guy. I think he's a great teacher. Here's the problem. He's oblivious to what happens in the world. Teachers are damage control. Like parents are damage control. If my son runs in the street, he don't know why I slapped him upside his fucking head. Mm-hmm. But I know there's a possibility that somebody could hit you with that car.
Right.
So that slap to the head, you're like, why did you do that? You don't know why. Mm-hmm. This nigga don't understand that older guys try to groom little girls.
Because he's
That's what makes it inappropriate. That's what, it's the fact that a little girl should not be touching a grown man. It's like this. My daughters don't sit on my fucking lap, right? After a certain age. You don't sit on no man's lap. Even if it's an uncle, a grandfather, your big brother, don't sit on no, every man is exempt. You don't get the pass because you're the teacher. So you are the example of the father that's at home or not in the life. That's the problem with it. And that's what makes it inappropriate because he didn't exercise enough disdain to know, like, oh shit, because another guy might not have the same intentions. So he's personalized it. Oh, that wasn't my nigga. You are their fucking father right now, bro. You are teaching them. It's all, and that's all parenting is. We all as a village, we all doing this. A child can't differentiate the difference between how many times we hear about little girls getting touched,
right,
by somebody they know
from
teacher,
and it could start off as interactions,
and it can start off with interactions like that. Oh, he did my hair. Oh yeah, he let me take his hair out. So a parent said they cool with it. Well, you let me take my teacher hair out. This is why I'm also against fathers touching their daughters. I don't touch my daughters. Mommy, if you want ahead of you do, I'm not touching her. Because you're inadvertently letting this girl know that a man hits you when you're wrong. A man hits you because you're not listening to him. Why? How could I be my daughter's father and I beat my daughter's ass, and when she get older, her husband beat her ass, and she come get me?
I agree with that.
That nigga gonna be like, well, you used to hit her too.
Yeah,
she gonna say, well, you used to hit me.
Because I don't. And I know that it's easier said than done because I don't have kids whose ass I have to whoop.
Right.
But I don't agree with physical discipline
it's necessary
in general, but definitely not from the father.
And you know what? Here's the thing. Physical discipline is necessary at times, right? But only in a sense to where they're challenging you in a physical kind of manner. Like a son buck up to his father. Nah, nigga. I got to sit you back down. Yeah. A daughter bucking up at her mother. A kid putting themselves in a position that the physical pain they're going to endure is worse than the physical pain I'm going to give you. Like, for example, running in the street, doing drugs, right? Because you can overdose on drugs. So I'm going to beat your ass because the pain the drugs going to give you is way worse. But because you haven't experienced that pain yet, you don't even know what's coming, right? And then also there's warnings. I don't believe in beatings. I do believe in
like a pop
smack on the head. I believe in that. And that ends after they can comprehend the English language, right? Because once you can comprehend, which is about 6 or 7, I'm a lecturer. Those words is what's going to carry you through life. That ass whooping over with when the ass whooping over with, right? I was raised by an aunt who lectured me a lot, and I'm a lecturer now because of it. So you know that you say it enough, you know, on cartoons and shit, you got the bad and the good on the shoulder. I want to be that guy.
Yeah.
I want to be that voice you hear in your head. That ass whooping is scary only but for so long. But those words stick forever.
That's what I always, because my mom definitely used to whoop us. And I feel like that didn't work until she started actually taking stuff that I actually cared about away from me. Because you could tell me I can't use the phone, but girl, you work all day. You don't come home, and then you work in the city, baby. So you ain't home by 5, 6 o'clock. There's only so many places you can hide the phone.
Right.
You ain't about to take the whole computer away either. Right. So there's ways around it. It didn't matter. Listen, but when she started to be like, when I really wanted to be on a dance team, and she was like, you take can't do. Yeah, but whoopings is like, okay. Yeah, I don't want to get hit again. Yeah. But in another week, I'm right back to talking shit to my teachers. Like, I'm right back to, you know, having my little smart mouth. I do wish that there were more explanations as an adult. You know what I mean? Because I'm big on that. Like, I would prefer when I do have kids that they like really understand, because I feel like having a conversation it has the propensity to maybe eliminate those things that you're trying to avoid quicker than just hitting them.
And also there's little room for positive reinforcements after a hit, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll send my son to his room. I'll send my daughter to a room. I'll bark on them and send shivers down their spine for my words. But I'll come back. I love you. This is why X, Y, and Z happened. This is why you was punished. It's very, I'm sorry when you fucking hit somebody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? It's little room for beating somebody's ass. And also, like I said, it's the same reason why I roast niggas online. Because I can punch you in your face on sight, or I can roast you and have the whole world laughing at you. What's worse? That shit don't go nowhere. Yeah. I got a nigga on there who they call, he DM me the other day, asked me, could I remove something? Like, yo, my friends called. I told the nigga he looked like Jada Kiss and Manny Fresh mixed together. That his name is Manny Kiss. Another nigga, I called him Bun B and E40. I called him Bun 40. Right? I be naming niggas and roasting them. I got their whole family roast. That shit don't, grown men. Mm-hmm. That shit fuck with your ego a little bit.
Yeah.
I hate seeing parents put the phone up and go live and beat their kid. I'm like, do you, or fathers cut their son hair fucked up and send him to school like that. I'm like, oh, you doing more harm than good, nigga. You gonna make him get bullied more, stupid. Right. Because he hurt you.
And now it's gonna be, now that's gonna manifest into, I can't trust, if I can't even trust my parent to protect me.
Right.
I can't trust my homies. I can't trust my girl. I can't trust people. And it's little stuff like that. Like, there are times where, and please let it be known, my man is not in any way, shape, abusive in no way, shape, or form. But I think past situations and even being whooped and stuff, it's like sometimes if I'm not expecting him to, he might just be coming over to give me a glass of juice.
Right.
And I wouldn't expect to be like, girl, who abused you?
Yeah, it's PTSD.
To this day. And we've been together for a minute. I still be,
it's PTSD like a motherfucker.
So it's like, I don't want to give that to my kids. And to your point, fathers hitting, I don't agree with that whatsoever. Do not hit your mama. I feel like mama shouldn't hit her either, but daddy for sure. Because little girls fall in love with their fathers first if they're present.
That's right. 100%.
Even when they're not present.
100%.
We have this weird thing with our fathers, regardless if they're there or not. So for a father to be there, a father to talk down to you, a father to physically discipline you, I can only imagine how that moves forward in your life in general. So
he's the protector. Like my daughters get hit by their mothers if they need to. I'm not touching you. I'll be the verbal reinforcement. Like when Cairo get out of pocket with his mother, I don't gotta say nothing to that nigga. I just look at him like, are we crazy right now?
Right.
Like, what's good? And if he and if I'll give him a little backhand to the chest, but not to hurt him, to make him alert. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, all right, get right, nigga. I'm talking to you right now. And then I got a booming voice, so that's always like, that works for me too, like my voice. You know what I'm saying? But
I could see what you're saying when it's like, if it's then the little girls, if it was a groomer, they wouldn't know how to peep this because it's okay. It's something that's been okay.
But look at him victimizing himself. I'm gonna play this video, and he further. This nigga don't get it at all. He really don't get it. This nigga do not get it.
I'm about to say, is that Stevie J?
That's him. He don't get it. And I'm like, oh, he's a fucking narcissist. Listen to this nigga. Oh, shit, I fucked up. Hold on. Tripping. Hold on. See, look at me. New computer. My bad, y'all. So I'm playing a video from the little Batiman who got fired.
Damn, he a Batiman?
I don't know if he Bati. He got Bati energy. Big Bati energy. Whatever he is, he really don't get it. He doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. And this is why he got fired. Because he don't even fucking get it.
So he actually got fired?
They fired him.
Oh, wow.
And he's a child. He's a child. He doesn't understand what he did. But yeah, I'm going to play this video for you. I want y'all to hear this shit. For everybody, don't listen. I want you to hear what this nigga said.
What's got you pissed off today? I'll start. This is your sign to bedazzle your teacher's head. Roll the clip. Why is this man not being publicly...
It's not the same thing, bro.
Why isn't it the same thing, though?
Okay. You wanted your girls to take your hair out because you needed to get it done later. Mm-hmm. This guy's bald-headed, and they're using him as an art project. They're not doing his hair because, one, is beneficial to you, so you're using them to do your hair. One is the equivalent of having like carnival, and you're throwing water balloons at your teacher. Mm-hmm. That's different. Mm-hmm. And also, I hate to do this shit, they're white. This is not our world. So don't talk to black, because we did this to him. Our community did. Don't talk to us about white people. Let white people handle their shit, we handle our shit. I hate to do that. Mm-hmm. But we didn't see this. So we're not talking about this.
Yeah, you're bringing it.
Yeah, bring another black. If you want to make the comparison, bring another black male teacher who did this. Don't bring me a bald-headed white guy with high school students, who these girls look older too, by the way, who's bedazzling his head with arts and crafts. Because it looked like they're doing some kind of artwork. You sitting like you the fucking man with a lizard on your lap. One of the girls is petting the lizard on your lap, which looked crazy, by the way. And then they're taking your braids out because you wanted to get your hair done later. That looks insane. That's very personal, bro. This looked like a teacher's art project. What you was doing was some personal, real life shit. It's not the same thing.
Now, do we know if this was an art project or if it was
No. From looking at it, I doubt if this bald-headed white man want to walk around with rhinestones all on his head.
Okay.
He specifically said what his intent was. But it's not the same thing. So this is apples and oranges. But I want you to hear what he had to say. I'll play it back so we can see it.
What's got you pissed off today? I'll start. This is your sign to bedazzle your teacher's head. Roll the clip. Why is this man not being publicly executed like I was? There's a few subtle differences, but we essentially did the exact same thing.
No.
This man is getting his head bedazzled, so they're not even touching his hair. They're literally touching his scalp. I have a teacher with students in close proximity to him. He's clearly a good teacher. He's clearly built a bond with these students. They feel comfortable with him, similar to me. Through the school year, letting his kids have fun, probably at the end of class, like my video. Students' faces are shown in the video. It's all over the internet. Working arduously to try to find everything to destroy this man, like y'all did. Are we not dragging this man through the mud like I was dragged through the mud?
Real quick.
I understand why he's wondering that, because at the end of the day, I think it is different. It is different culturally.
100%.
Culturally, there's a lesser chance of a black male teacher and a black female teacher wanting to fucking be bedazzled by the head. Right. Period. Like, that's not going to happen. In the culture, everybody would be more prone to take out braids or braid. So even though there's two different things that are occurring, it's the same intention in a sense. It's the same thing. It's children playing with an adult's head either way.
Right, but the thing about it is, all right, watch this. You know what would be the same thing as this, the equivalent? If they were putting wacky braids in his hair. That would be the same thing.
Okay.
But for you to sit there, hey, I'm getting my hair done later. Can you guys help me take my braids out? He asked them to do that. He asked them little girls to take his braids out. This teacher, that probably was the students, said, let's fucking bedazzle our teacher's head. And he probably like, all right, go ahead. That's different. But when you're requesting, hey, I need my hair done, come and do my, bro, okay. That's some wild, come on, bro.
Okay, so devil's advocate.
Go ahead.
Because what if in that particular moment, because his hair was already done, he asked them, that could be a thing, if that's what he said happened. But what if
he said that in the video, he said that, yeah.
But what if he only asked them because in previous times or maybe along the way they've always been like, why, when can I braid your hair? Why can't I braid? Maybe. And maybe that could have been why he felt comfortable enough to be like, hey,
Possibly. No, I'm not doubting any of that. But the problem is, he's comparing apples and oranges. Not the same thing. One. And two, social media is always going to pass public scrutiny, right? Mm-hmm. If Diddy loses endorsements, it's because the companies ultimately made the decisions to get him out of here. Why are you attacking social media? Because you got fired. That's the board.
Because social media. But do we think that if social media would not have said anything, that he would have gotten fired? Do you think maybe not? Because even when we think about brand, like even if we go back to brand deals, right? If the public makes a big deal about it, brands are more likely to be like, oh, we don't want this to be a part of our
That's
brand.
true, but usually it's definitely it's very rare that people do shit and brands will distance themselves if it actually wasn't morally fucked up.
But weren't there a bunch of like letters or something that he read or whatever where the parents and the students were advocating for him?
Right.
But I think that for the school board, and maybe it goes back to our conversation. Yeah, maybe it goes to our early conversation. We don't give a fuck about that. This is what the protocol is. This is what our policies and procedures are. And unfortunately, it don't matter how much they vying for you. You fucked up.
And I think I'm gonna play some more video, but I don't think he's learned anything from this. I think he's still fighting, swinging from the fences. I don't think he learned shit.
Before someone says everything that y'all tried to dig up about me was cap. I addressed every single thing.
It might be harder for him to learn anything from it because he's feeling so much scrutiny and attack. It's hard for people to ingest things when they feel under attack.
Log off, bro.
I think, like, say for instance, because I really didn't necessarily see the problem with it. I also didn't pay much attention to it either. I didn't see the full video of him getting his hair. But when you said as a father why you take issue with it. So I feel like maybe if there was a situation where he sat down with somebody that broke it down like you did, he would learn something. But
because once again, like I said, I don't think it was sexual for him. I do think it was innocent, and I do think he's a good guy. I truly believe that. But after seeing this video, I don't like him. I think the motherfucker's a narcissist.
I think it's valid to ask.
Okay.
I do think
watch the video.
Here's the thing. I'm going to continue to watch the video, but from the start, I think it's valid to have that question. But I do think that it's
dirty, Mac, and it's some sucker shit.
I think that it does a disservice to us as a people to ever try to compare why we get reprimanded versus white people.
And that's the thing.
It's always going to be like that.
Anybody.
White people shoot up the mall. Mm-hmm. They get taken to goddamn Burger King. Black people shoot up we know that's how it goes. So to even publicly question it is like.
Right. And my problem with him is, one, doing that is nasty. And two, it's a lack of accountability. It's like, okay, even though your intentions weren't bad, I'm saying this as a father. I think this teacher is a good guy. Just based off the students, the way they talked about him, I don't think it was anything sexual about it. And the fact that he uploaded it to TikTok on his own page, that alone absolves him from doing anything malicious, right? I think he's detached from reality, and that's a textbook sign of narcissism. You think because you're unwilling to see where people can see, like, okay, I do some shit to you, and I didn't mean anything harm by it. But you have a valid reason for feeling the way you're feeling.
But he didn't do anything to anybody.
Let me finish. I have a valid reason for feeling the way I feel. But I should at least be open. Oh, I can see why you see it that way. And then explain myself from there. But he's not saying, I can see why you guys thought that. He's constantly defending himself. It's like, bro, at some point, a million people are not just ganging up on you, bro. You got to see why. Like I just explained perfectly. It has nothing to do with him. My explanation about it is because you are their teacher and you are an older guy who they may or may not be attracted to. You are setting the stage for certain things to be okay. Because you're the teacher, right? Now, the problem is his position. It's not that he's an older guy. It's the teacher. You're not the neighborhood homeboy. The teacher is the role of daddy. Because when I drop my kids off in the morning to their teacher, that's their mother for the day. If I drop my kids off to you, you are their fucking father for the day. Ain't no point, because at no point, because if this little girl, if they're taking your braids out, and then they go home and the neighborhood drug dealer, whoever, an older nigga in the hood, yo, you taking my braids out for me? And then God forbid that dude do something to her. And then she comes tell you about it. But it started out with, you see what I'm saying? It's an extraordinary circumstance, but at the same time, as adults, we got to exercise discretion and discernment because we are the example. Parenting is damage control, and parents aren't the only one who parent.
So the problem is more so that because I feel like everybody has the right to defend themselves.
100%.
But,
Do that.
But
defend yourself.
Because he could understand, again, devil's advocate, he could very well understand the reasonings behind it, but it doesn't mean that he doesn't understand it just because he's not speaking about it. But he could also be taking a stance that I'm not a fucking like what you said. I believe he's a good teacher. Like, he could really feel like, I understand what y'all are saying, but I really genuinely didn't do anything
and that's
wrong.
fine to do that, but to not examine the other side is nasty work. Examine the other side. Of course, listen, of course there are guys out there who fucking touch their kids. Of course there's a surplus of now in social media places where teachers are fucking the students, male and female alike. But listen, y'all, I'm not one of them. But I can see why.
Yes, I agree. If he
say that
video like that,
now that right there, I'm listening to you, homie, and I'm even apologizing to you. And with that, you can get probably another job somewhere. They'll fuck with you, right? Because you got the parents batting for you, you got the teachers batting for you, and you're seeing things from another perspective. But when you just out here bringing up this guy who didn't get, let me throw this nigga under the bus. That's sucking shit.
Or even if he would have brought this up, but spoke or brought up the same things that you're saying.
Right.
Like, see, it's not like our students just love us. I understand what y'all saying.
Right. You know what you do? You know what you do? If you want to go this route, play videos of you bonding with your students and say, I'm going to miss them and I understand why I was let go. I didn't deserve this. Blah, 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 blah. Do that. But don't start out with defense. All right, let's play the rest of it. I want you to hear what he said, though, because I was like, I don't like this nigga no more. I don't like him. All right.
What's got you pissed off today? I'll start. This is your sign to bedazzle your teacher's head. Roll the clip. Why is this man not being publicly executed like I was? There's a few subtle differences, but we essentially did the exact same thing. This man is getting his head bedazzled, so they're not even touching his hair, they're literally touching his scalp. I have a teacher with students in close proximity to him. He's clearly a good teacher. He's clearly built a bond with these students. They feel comfortable with him, similar to me. For the school year, letting his kids have fun, probably at the end of class, like my video. Students' faces are shown in the video. It's all over the internet. Working arduously to try to find everything to destroy this man, like y'all did. Are we not dragging this man through the mud like I was dragged through the mud? Before someone says it, everything that y'all tried to dig up about me was cap. I addressed every single thing that y'all tried to dig up about me to try to fit this narrative that I'm a monster. None of it held weight, and I addressed every single one of it. I've been transparent this entire time. I was never texting my students. People saw a video of me reading messages from my phone and automatically assumed that I was texting my students. They were emails, and I was reading my work email from my personal device. Next. Oh, he was shooting a shot. He shot a shot at a high school girl. Since when does joining a viral trend along with millions of other TikTok users equate to shooting your shot at someone? Since when does stitching someone's video and joining a trend equate to shooting your shot at someone? Next. Lastly, I don't know how the internet found out I was fired before I did. How does that work? That's exactly why we can't just see things on the internet and just take it and run with it. When you assume, you make an ass out of yourself. It brings me back to the question, why do we not have this same energy with this teacher here? least with my video, y'all got a nice, in-depth, eloquently put explanation as to why I was getting my hair undone. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I firmly believe that I was attacked. And let me add this in here. Mainly attacked by my own community.
That's fine. That's who's gonna attack you.
I was attacked by my own community for the most part. But anyway, I firmly believe that I was attacked because I'm a young, handsome black man. People who watched this video and thought anything weird or anything suggestive saw me,
look,
was attracted to me. I got tattoos. I got an attractive energy, attractive aura. You could sense that through the video. And since you could sense that attractiveness, or since you were attracted to me, you projected your own thoughts and ideologies and traumas and experiences onto me and my children. And that is a hill I'm willing to die on 1,000% of the time. What else could it be? We got Peter Pan here essentially doing the exact same thing that I did, but he's not being attacked. Throughout all this, we had several teachers come forth and show their videos of their...
Narcissist or not? You see what I'm saying? You see the route he took? Fuck that we're concerned parents. No, it's that you guys are attracted to me because you like me and I'm handsome. That's crazy. That's the route you took, bro. First of all, for you not to see why people can even be a little alarmed by this, to not even address that, to immediately go to, you know what I'm thinking? No, you guys see that you're attracted to me. That's what it is, and I'm going to die on that hill. You know what? You're fired, bro.
I wish he
Pack you up.
I wish he would not have said that. But
that was crazy.
But I also don't think that I don't find him attractive. But I don't.
He's an ugly nigga.
But I don't.
No. Let me say this. As a straight man, that's an ugly nigga right there.
He didn't look
respectfully.
This video and this angle doesn't make him attractive. I'll have to look at the original video again. But he was. I think that I wish he would not have said that, but I don't.
Real quick. No, let me say this real quick. Real quick, he brushed by some part that was important. He did make a Stitch video, and the girl was a teenager. Mm-hmm. She was a 16-year-old girl, right? And he's addressed it as a viral trend. Why didn't you say, I didn't know the girl was 16? Because that does look fucking crazy, nigga. You're a grown-ass man, and it was a Stitch video with you with a fucking 16-year-old girl. I saw the video. Right? But the thing about it is to not acknowledge that. So since when joining the viral trend? Fuck the viral trend. You're a grown man and the video insinuates, I like this 16-year-old girl. I saw the video. The girl, I didn't know she was 16 either. Her body was crazy. But he didn't say, I can see, nobody asks how old the girl is. You just look at the video like, oh shit, fat ass. And she had a mask on. So you don't know how old the girl is from looking at her. Why didn't you acknowledge that? Why didn't you say, you acknowledge, it's a viral trend, so that can't be perverse. It's perverse, bro. You didn't say that, I didn't know that was a girl. I didn't know that was a teenager. And also, you're a fucking school teacher on TikTok. You know what? When you're a teacher, hey, you can't do what your students do, nigga. You can't be on TikTok doing trends and shit like that. Sorry, you're a school teacher, bro. He shouldn't be a teacher.
I think that I wish he would not have said that, but I think that there is some validity in what he said because no one is tripping about the white bedazzled guy. There's nobody that's going to find that nigga fine, that man fine. All right, there's some women that have questionable taste in general, and a young black man in a position like that already speaks to, oh my God, he's educated. That's attractive. The education, being educated is attractive. Being a nice guy is attractive. Having tattoos is attractive. You're giving all of this.
You don't think, you don't think that dude's a little feminine?
This video a little sassy. But I'm saying that I do think that there's validity in what he's saying, as if he was just, if he was goddamn, if he was it Winslow, the daddy from
Carl Winslow?
If he was Carl Winslow, wouldn't nobody say anything about it?
I think
you know what I'm saying?
Creepy.
But that it would just be like, why they, like it would be.
I think it'd be worse.
No, it would be like, why would anybody play in his hair? But it's like, ooh, And then it's young girls. You already said we know these little young girls be attracted to, because you even said it. They be attracted to their teachers.
But here's the thing.
So
though.
I feel like there is an underlying attractiveness that the population that saw this
could see,
and that's why it makes it an even bigger.
But that's
issue.
Also where he.
But he shouldn't have said. But the thing, because it does. It was in poor taste for sure.
Right, but the thing about it is, if he can pinpoint those things for himself, that people possibly saw, that those girls possibly see, as a teacher, you're supposed to not let that happen. Right? It's almost like you're feeding into that narrative. So if you think that you're attractive, because he said that out of his own mouth, people want him and people are attracted to him, you think that there's also a possibility that these girls might be attracted to you. So if you already think that, why are you letting these girls play in your fucking hair? Because you're a fucking narcissist and you like the attention. You bitch ass nigga. And I don't like him.
Mr. What's his
I
name?
don't like him.
I wish you would not have said that.
Yeah, that was nasty. That was the wild, bro. That's the angle.
That was just a different.
He killed this whole argument.
That was just a different, more palatable approach he could have taken.
That was crazy.
To this.
That was crazy. That right there killed any bit of credibility he had. It's like, bro, if I'm under the scope and I'm truly remorseful for the outcome of my situation, even if I'm the victim, you still got to be able to see why people felt the way they felt. There's not going to be a bunch of parents. Just first of all, let me be clear here. I would love for all of the the teachers that teach my children to be young black students, black teachers, male or female, preferably male. I would love that shit. Young black males teaching my kids, that's dope as shit. Black males are not known in the school systems over the years to be touching kids. That's just not something we hear of. So when I saw him with that bullshit, I didn't think anything of him doing it. I'm like, no, you're setting the stage and you're letting my daughters know that somebody else can do that. I don't think that he's like that at all. First of all, I doubt if he even straight. I don't think this dude is like that at all. I think he's immature as fuck. I think he shouldn't be a teacher yet. I think he's mentally immature because and it confirmed it for me when I saw this video. I'm like, bro, you talking about somebody wants you and shit, nigga? You an ugly nigga, bro.
Yeah, that was nasty.
Come on, son. Like I'm like, bro, as a professional and as a teacher, prove to us that not that he needs to, but he feel like he need to prove himself in a court of public opinion. If you're gonna do that, present us information that you are a loving teacher that cares about the future of students. Don't get online as an educator defending yourself, accusing people of wanting to fuck you, nigga. You look crazy, bro. That was crazy that he did that. And when he took that angle, I'm like, oh, bro, you just killed it.
Yeah.
You just killed it because I know that's a narcissist. That's narcissistic behavior to do that, right? Because I do it sometimes, Lord. What? You said what about me? Oh, no. I'm doubling down. And I'll die on that bridge. So, nigga, die on that bridge then. But you're not going to survive as a school teacher. You sound like a real nigga, you stand on business. But at the end of the day, that ain't how school teachers operate, bro. What my kids learn from you, essentially, they're going to take that with them into the real world. Sorry, I don't want my fucking daughters taking they teacher hair out on their resume into the real world, bro. I'm sorry. That's not something I want on their fucking resume. I want you to be the daddy that's holding shit down when I'm at work. And taking your fucking hair ain't one of the things. So, and that's all I'm gonna say about that.
Homie. Well, yeah, that wasn't a good.
That wasn't it.
Take. No, I agree.
Yeah, but we got Diddy out. Look, we almost made 2 hours just talking about this nigga Diddy. We're a little under 2 hours this week, though. But like I said, the conversation is always amazing. So I'm gonna save all this other shit for when Kev come back
Yes.
next week, and we gonna get into all that shit because that shit. I'm gonna need some more guys in here. You know, we got some more funny shit on there. But and these are timeless subjects. Ain't none of them rushing there. You got anything else coming up soon? That
I don't.
when you gonna get back on motherfucking stage?
I don't know. You know, when the money is right, when I'm requested, I show up.
Y'all heard it here first.
Yeah.
Requested.
I show up. Or when I just feel like I want to get on stage.
Got you.
Every now and then I'll get invited to sing at jazz tastings. So
You gotta let me know what the next one is so I can pop out. I haven't
Yeah,
seen you
for
perform in
sure.
a long
I
time.
know it's been a minute.
When last time
been
you
a minute.
have you performed though?
It's been a couple of months.
Jazz stations over there in Maitland?
Yeah.
That's a dope spot.
Then last time I performed
I'm
was
gonna get you
probably
at
3 months
Debonair.
ago.
You been at Debonair?
I've been to Debonair before.
They got jazz nights there too.
They do?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
We should do a jazz and comedy show.
Ooh,
I think that'd be fire.
I don't really sing jazz like that, but I
I mean, no, not jazz, but
we
a
could do
jazz.
Like we'll do an R&B and jazz.
You know who
R&B
you
and
know? I
comedy.
was thinking about you the other day because there's a girl who's now my favorite artist, and her name is Rai.
Really?
Have you seen her?
No.
Oh, real quick. Let me tell you something. When I say her style of performing, they're calling her the new Amy Winehouse.
I love Amy.
Let me
She's
tell you
one of my
something.
faves.
When I say her style is so you, whew, we're gonna end it on Rai. We're gonna get up out of here, y'all. But I want her to see it. And her name is Rai. What's the name of the song? No, that's not the song. This song right here we go. Worth it. Ugh. We're gonna end it on this. We're gonna go out with this. I want y'all to hear this. This girl, her name is Rai. She's from the UK. And she's fucking phenomenal. But her style is you.
Not her having a little Hilton endorsement, it seems like.
Let me tell you something. This is you.
Yeah.
You know how you got that showgirl thing about yourself, your stage presence? Like, her riffs. Like, you know, you do that riff shit. But, and it's ironic her name's Rai. Y'all got the same name.
R-A-Y-E.
Huh?
I said R-A-Y-E. I like the way she spells it.
Yeah, but they're pegging her as the new Amy Winehouse. So if you guys haven't heard of Rai, check her out. She's amazing. Now, I'm going to end it on this, y'all. I want y'all to hear this shit, though. Watch the vibe, though.
Alright, we're gonna start the song now.
Let's go.
We will. Right now. If my body was a boat, could you steer that sailor? Make it feel like it's a 1960s Hollywood trailer. Old school life. Classic like cars, classic like Elizabeth Taylor. I need you to
Yeah, this is the vibe, y'all.
But baby boy, no, I could love you if I really
Look at the backup
I
singer.
know that's a lot of them, too.
Thanks.
You could be in my glass of wine. Sunset till the exhale all the baby, with you, would you make it alright? Or maybe that much better. If you wanted, you can make it all worth it, worth it, worth it, worth it. Whoa. Wanna see the sunrise with you, make it that much better. So we're gonna make it all worth it. Yeah, yeah. Well, all the time I'm about to give you, baby.
You fucking with it?
We're gonna make it all
It's a
worth
nice
it.
little vibe, too.
I'm telling you, but like her stage presence remind me of you. Like, cause you be on the stage by yourself. But it's like what's going on, it be a lot of shit going on in the background, but you are like the show. Like the way you move, the way you be riffing. So you need to get your ass back on stage, y'all. But listen, y'all, that's episode 211 in the books. Alright? Next week we will see y'all, same time, same blood clot place. Hey.